Hey y'all, good morning, good afternoon. I don't know where y'all at, what y'all doing. I'm gonna make it quick. I hope everybody's doing good. It was just something that was on my mind this morning about letting go and healing. I think a lot of times so many of us are so used to hurting, we don't realize that we have a responsibility in our healing as well. Yeah, we can blame the other person. Yeah, we are the victim, but at the same time, when are we going to take the first step to moving forward? We give the people of our past a lot of power. And it's not to say get over it, but how long are you going to hold on to something that you'll never get an apology or closure about? And I feel like we don't allow God to do what he needs to do as far as helping us heal. You know, I'd rather crawl forward on my bloody knees than take 10 steps back. At least I know it's a step or an attempt to move forward. I'm not slighting anyone or shading anyone, but I see a lot of these posts about being heard and the person moving on with their lives that hurt you. You forgive for yourself, not for that person. And I will be honest, anytime I've waited on an apology from somebody, it still didn't give me the peace I needed. I had to do what I had to do to heal. I had to take accountability of the fact that I stayed too long, okay? I had to take accountability of the fact that what I allowed was the issue. And I had to forgive the other person for me. It wasn't for them. And what I'm learning as I'm growing is that you got to pray for people and give it to God. You know, we always say we're over it, we're done. But a lot of times we feel that void with other people, drugs, alcohol, sex, other addictions. And I'm not judging y'all because guess what? I still deal with certain stuff, you know, but the thing is, taking accountability, having a circle of accountability, and acknowledging the fact that you will get through it. But if you keep sitting in something long enough, guess what? You're going to keep being in it. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep dwelling on the fact that this person has moved on, that they're messing with somebody else, they married someone else, and you know they're still the same? Do you want your life to pass you by knowing that you were so focused on this person and you allowed this person to hurt you so much that you're just drowning? There's literally a life jacket in front of you, but you keep looking back at the deeper end. So my thing is this. I'm not trying to get on nobody because I wallowed in my miseries for the longest about, oh, he did this to me, she did that to me, I thought they loved me. I learned the true definition of love. Love is patient, love is kind. A lot of times God will allow certain things to happen to us so we will appreciate the good things when they come. How do you know what good and bad is if you only have good to compare it to? If that makes sense what I'm saying. You can't heal in the place you got sick. These friends that condone your BS, your carelessness, they're not your friends. They're happy that you're failing. They're happy that you're miserable because they know that in God's hands, you have potential, you have purpose. I like friends that gather me, speak me out, whatever they need to do to get my attention because I am hard-headed, I'm stubborn, and I have control issues. In this time, I've just learned that I was a lot of the problem. And I think that's a lot of our issues. And I'm going to take my glasses off. Women, we have a problem with accountability. Grow up. You know, it's not your fault that this man or woman mistreated you. It's not your fault that they abused you mentally, emotionally, physically. But it is your fault that you stayed as long as you did. We blame our childhood trauma in previous relationships. But guess what? It takes two to dance, two to converse, and two to be in a relationship. So my suggestion to you is seek a village, seek counseling, whatever works for you. Friends that are not judgmental. You might have to step out of your comfort zone. One thing I had to do was take a time out with God because I was reckless a few months ago. Still got some reckless thoughts and still got a reckless mouth. But once I acknowledged the fact that I was the issue, guess what? My life changed. I still cuss. I still crack jokes. If I want to drink, I will have one. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go out, I'll do that. I'm still Sierra, but I'm learning that in order for me to grow, I have to be willing to take a look in the mirror like, hey, it wasn't all of them, it was some me too. So check yourself for real and be willing to heal. I know I talk about healing a lot, but the thing is, if you're broken, if you're stabbed in your back, you bleeding on these people, a lot of them don't deserve it. It's that simple. I love you, and that's why I'm telling you this, because most people will be wearing you out behind your back. I'm going to tell you to your face. I don't know a lot of y'all on my timeline, but if you need somebody to reach out to, hit me up. Just be ready for what I'm going to say. And it might come with a few seasoned words, because guess what? God's still working on me. But we have to own up and take accountability for stuff. Take the first step. Pray. Like I said, counseling, but most of all, those God friends, those friends that got your back. You know, you're going to have to remove yourself from certain environments and certain people. It's uncomfortable at first, but there's nothing more uncomfortable than sitting in the same spot for 3 or 4 years and not having anything to brag about. Trust me when I tell you that. I love y'all, and I hope y'all receive what I'm saying respectfully. Have a good day.